wish it was Friday. There'll be only a week till payday. Right. I'm gonna be so rusty. Hopefully Virgin Media doesn't die on us this time. Oh, lovely. I get paid currently every 4 weeks. So it's 7th of May, 4th of June. I think it's like July or August I get 2 paychecks, so the way I get paid. Yeah, with that I've got to get all my old oh, lovely. I've got to get all my old GCSEs back. Because I've been accepted onto this teacher training. But they need like my old English GCSEs. I got my maths one because I had to reorder that. For something else. But then like, oh yes, we need your science and maths ones. Thankfully they've made it so it's a conditional. So thank you. I was really speechless when they said, oh yeah, just give us 15 minutes and we'll let you know, because I had one back a few months ago at my university I used to go to. And they waited about 2-3 weeks. Had one last week for something called Teach First. They still haven't told me. I was just amazed that these people just came back to me within 15 minutes and said, oh, hang up on Zoom call. Come back in 20 minutes, we'll let you in. Yeah, no, I'm really happy. It's going to be hard for the first couple of years. I heard of people doing like 50-hour weeks or whatnot, but it'd be nice to not. Yeah, it's better that, like, I thought they were going to be like a couple of hours and like send me an email. They're like, no, we can tell you in person. They're really lovely though. Because one of the things they said I did really well was that when they asked me a question, I didn't instantly answer, I paused before giving an answer. And this is because, like, in my other interviews, I've been told, well, you know, sometimes you stutter, you know, like, it's weird, like, I'm a lot more chatty via text than via voice, purely because my hands can keep up with my brain when I'm thinking, whereas when I'm talking, you'll notice it now, like, I'll, like, talk, and then sometimes have to pause to get myself to slow down, catch up. Oh bugger! Didn't drop that would be very good though. But yeah, you know, after the interview, I actually mentioned that. They went, that's. Thank you. It's so nice because history is my passion. So I've been teaching probably 11 to 18, showing people what, you know, what history is. I know that you work. I don't know what you work at, so I apologise for my ignorance. I hope your work's fun though. Or if not, at least you get the free time to stream. I've really enjoyed watching from near. Yeah, no, actually, you'll love this. For my undergrad, I legitimately used the episode. I used a series called Blackadder because it was made in the 90s. And then I basically cross-referenced it with 19th historians to say, right, here's a popular fictional show. Here's the historian views. They're actually quite similar because it's about how we remember history within popular memory via media. It's called history media memory. Don't know if they still run that old module. This is an NG plus, so I can't just instantly. One more try. There you go. Lost about 30 seconds, I don't mind. So yeah, I used a book called The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared. I used that. I used... Okay, so about 25 seconds lost. 26, cool. I used that. Blackadder goes forth. And I sort of used loads of 90s historical writing. Because I was like, well, hey, here's how we remember, like, World War One. And look how Blackadder critiques the generals, right? And that was actually quite popular historical stance. It still is to an extent. Like, our understanding has sort of moved in different areas of World War One. Sorry, if this is boring, do let me know. And you know, 100 Year Old Man Who Climbed Out Window Disappeared. A fantastic book. A friend of mine bought it for me back in the day. I love it. But yes, this 100-year-old man is involved in several historical events, and I'm like, even though it's a piece of fiction, the writer at least keeps it quite realistic. So like, okay, the guy might not be at the events, but here's how the events happened, and it actually helps laymen understand the events. This is gonna be like a 5:30. But yeah, no, I could like go on. At one point, the last thing they asked me, like, how can you sort of help outside the classroom? Now, I thought this like build a rapport outside the classroom, and they went, no, you said in the interview, you play stuff like Magic the Gathering, and I realised they would ask me about our school clubs, because of course in my school I never had them, which I found out was just a weird outside, like only my school didn't do them. So I was like, yeah, I did D&D for years. And I, you know, ran the society. My nose. Yeah, I can happily do that. Yeah, so like I said, if we have a budget, I can stuff like Warhammer 2. If we had a budget, I can spend a bit of that on getting some Warhammer figurines, and if not, save up my own money, because Warhammer is really expensive. Oh, this isn't actually as terrible as I thought for Derust. Yeah, and also like a bit of time there. But yeah, I'm buying the board games to have it at school, because I know it can be a very big gate, and because the area I'm living in, about a third of the population live in like the top 10 most deprived areas of the UK. Yay! I will make sure that the students at least have a chance. Mostly board games I actually owned were part of me gaming societies. I only own a few myself. I have Smash Up, I have Betrayal. God, what else do I have? Yeah, this is gonna be a reset, and then I'm gonna do a proper run after it. I used to basically keep all board games when I was president of society back in like 2015, 16 odd. Keep them all in my room, which pissed the university off, and it annoyed the students' union. Because there's like we had board games in the 70s which were worth a few £100. I found out afterwards. I was like, yes, I'm the president. I'm El Presidente. This is a terrible run, but we'll take it. Well, 40-second by one OOB, but we've got a 20-second time save. Just need swamp to not be swamp. Yeah, no, so I talk about that. They seem to really like it, because I talked about the escapism, sort of mental, like helping welfare. If you're having a bit of bad time, it's just nice to play a game with mates. I didn't, admit the fact that board games used to be hosted at a pub. And of course, these shouldn't be too young to drink, but it's the same. I'm teetotal, I don't drink. And the only reason I don't have a cup of tea right now on me is because I've run out of milk. And all the local shops shut at 8. Bloody hell, it's 9 o'clock already. Yeah, no, probably not the best thing, but they like it's cardboard crack. At least if you get like a Warhammer army, it's like, right, if you want to bring it in, we have the school army, or like a couple of school armies that you can borrow to play within the school. At least it's a bonding opportunity. Tabletop games only need the books. Ah, my nose. Nice little scroller. Yep. Oh, of course, it's been years since I've collected magic. I might look back into getting it soon, but most mates just use proxies. Ooh, didn't want to die there, so that's why I did the panicking double jump. Right, let's get this cutscene skip. Yay, we skipped the cutscene. But yeah, I was suggesting board games. I almost suggested Pandemic. I was like, oh, is that a bit too on the nose for the current climate? And then got my usual D&D game on tomorrow. I cancelled last week prep for the interview. It's really chill about it. Like, oh, it's not. I did look good. I've got the interview. A couple of the people had deadlines, so it all worked out. All my players are back in the country. Reminds me, I need to meet up with them to give them their books. Because me and my mates all just like give books to each other because we're classic nerds. We give TV, we give movies and books to each other. And the occasional video game. Ooh, I need to find my copy of The Princess Bride to read. Because a friend recommended that to me. Then I bought it for myself and then they bought it for me too, so I've now got 2 copies somewhere. But you know, that's nice. I love that film. Apparently books is as good in its own separate way. Right. And also, if you like the look of this game, the creator has a new game coming out. Well, not coming out, they're creating a new game now, coming out in a couple of years, probably called the Kimbots, which is like a Western robots. What else? It's all like a junkyard. You have predecessors and it's shooting. It looks like he's fixed the menu so he can't menu jump. But yeah, they have Discord. It looks really cool. That reminds me, I need to learn 100% for this game. So I can join extras and make sure 100% has 2 runners. That 100% does look legitimately dope. Seeing as we're going for stupid strats today. Nah. Wasn't meant to be. Yeah, we can do a prop boost there, like lamp boosts I do. You angle it correctly, you can sort of just be launched over to this skull. At least I'm not decaying my skills too much. Just gotta do this. There you go. Options. Reload. And then remember I have to do minecart pre-skip again. Oh. There you go. Yeah, that's minecart 3 skip. Took me a few attempts there, but if you get it first try, it takes like 25 seconds, I think. Making this entire like 50-second time save now. Making not that bad, but still not the best. It's just a very annoying menu jump. And when I say menu jump, it's like when we bring up the menu like this. It's gonna be like a 15:30. Just run over and then get you to hit. And I'm just gonna sit here chatting for a bit just because it's easy. Yeah, no, I need to watch some more films. I've still got Bubba Hotep to watch because my little one, bless him, probably when I wasn't here one time, broke me. Well, I think my CD drive still works, it just doesn't come out occasionally. I don't know if he's jammed out or in. So I've got to set up the DVD player. Gotta watch that, gotta watch Dogma. Yeah, my strategy to stand here normally gives you consistency and consistency in where he drops the bombs that you chuck back at him. I always realise from speedrun's perspective how like arbitrary and weird from, because the puzzles of course that I skipped all used the bombs, so that's why it's like, oh, there's bombs in the mines. No, does he do? Yeah. DK Starstorm. Just needs it. Because they each always get one there and it just means it's quicker. But yeah, I'm trying to be more talkative. Hi, I'm Tarky. Tarky the Toaster. Talking's the game, names, toasting's the game. Oh, I need to add that as a quote. My plan is just have a load of quotes as for the Channel Point Awards. What was one that I wanted to get recently? Very short one, very silly one. I don't remember what series it was. I must see it now, it's like... Damn it, brain. Brain, please. That's like... I was just watching a scene earlier too. Oh, nice. Might actually... So even with that death, it's like 950? 955? And then we're through to my least favourite level. Also, I'm just wondering if it is working. Is the are people getting closed captions on stream? If not, I'll have to fix it for next stream. I had a friend who's very good at like accessibility, recommends low stuff, and I thought closed captions was always great, especially because my accent that just changes parts of the country. Like I was chatting to my partner last night, she went, "Oh, why are you saying all these words in a Brummy accent?" And I'm not going Brummy, and then she says, "Oh, now you're going Welsh and Liverpudlian." Well, I'm not going Welsh and Liverpudlian. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. And now you're going Northern. I've got an accent that can't decide where it's from. Truly, I am British, bar the fact that I don't do Scottish and Northern Irish. Didn't get the Mega Boost before, but I'm happy with this. He's happy. He's happy. We're happy. We're laughing. We're winning. There you go. That's probably broken even, but I need to practice that more anyway. Oof. Yeesh. have to do this bit like this, otherwise I will fall into water. Give this one try. Nah, I jumped too early. Yeah, Lance, have you seen the outbound run? Have you seen the outbound runs? I mean, okay, Swamp essentially stays the same, but for every other level it turns into like a 4-minute level. Oh wow, you have seen the outbound runs for this. About half the time. The Derust, I'm just going for all these strats I normally go for. I think this was the this 101 is where I had to fight Gluttony twice because I glitched out the boss. And we're not gonna go for that strat. I only go for that. That's an NG plus strat for me. I know for Arik it's a it's an 8% strat. Yeah, no, I saw it. What game was that? I saw you chatting about it. You have to play for it twice now, right? Iffy. Never heard of it, I apologise, but it does sound interesting. And now... Oh, sorry. Well, I should listen to you because you played for it twice now. God, I hate hard locks though. I once got a soft lock here because at the end of the race I ran into a rock and like the off the horse in the rock, and I was like, oh, mind you, I could just pause and reset, but that killed the run. This is a terrible. Like, I had a really good run the other day, and then my internet died. My internet appears to be stable right now, so... Yep, Scarecrow, everyone's joining me today. Ooh, I think I have a Kami on PC from ages ago. I need to play it. It's one of those games that I've watched so many times. I was sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna play it one day. And I don't. I've been playing a lot of Yakuza recently, a bit of Toontown. Nice, that is an impressive amount of times. It does look one of those it is like one of those fantastic games. Yes, Joker got me into Toontown. I play a bit of Corporate Clash. Because you got Reloaded, which is like a faithful remaking of the original, and you got Corporate Clash, which has its own little balancing. Yo. And that's my MMO poison of choice. Check out my new weapon. My weapon of choice. Go this way to get the save points. Let's try this Vasily strat once. Okay.
All hail, Plankton.
Oh, welcome to the Army Darkness, Lancer. You joined me at the chance. That is a very hard trick that I just did. Oh wow, I was not expecting to get that. Oh wow. So I'm... Aha! So the book reading is something I'm working on. I have a little Google Docs. Because I love books. I love reading books. I have a 2-year-old, so of course I love reading them. So I have like a Google sheet of like some books I would... Basically it would just be, make a nice background. Use webcam if I can, if I have the permission to. I just sit down and I read a book. Not like a bad audiobook, because I'm not very good. Yes, I forget, Lance, you let people read yours because I'd be interested in reading it. Purely because you're my partner and everyone who knows me can attest. I read so many books. I have like 3 bookcases full of books. I have a shoe rack full of books. It's a Google Sheets that I'm still making because I own like almost every Discworld book. I was like, do I put more on there, or do I put like a couple that I thought would be good introductory books? So I know some people don't like reading; they prefer listening, right? So if I can do that, it also helped with my oh Jesus Christ! You have that many points? It means the next stream I'll do would be like starting to read that. Once I've done this run, I'll ping it to you if that's okay. They're mostly, it's like books that I like. Cheers, mate. I won't be able to give any literary criticism. My partner did English, I did history, but I'll be able to. Like, I have a thing where I will. Yeah, no, it puts new stuff at the top of the list. I was going to set it all up, and then I end up last night helping out my partner. Like, I've had like 2 hours, well, 3 hour nap I had earlier. I've had like 2 hours of sleep because we were up all night working on an essay. But yeah, no, I love books. I love all genres. More of a comedy, not so serious man myself, but I do read quite a few serious books. My main staples like fantasy, sci-fi, bit of crime, bit of. But disappointed should be. Tell Brit how you feel. That's the one. That should be on there. I don't think Lance has seen these in action.
Wait a minute. This isn't my world.
Disappointed! If I died just then, that would have been perfect. I was watching someone's stream, and this is really silly. Oh, I'm sorry. I put it up high so people couldn't constantly redeem it. It's like one of those, we'll do it once in a while, and then it's like, depending on how long I can read for, and like, I was debating, do I get a PDF of it and put it on the screen? Because I know quite a few Terry Pratchett's books on the web archive. Or is it like, do I try and commission a nice background, draw it myself poorly, that lovely Brit charm, and then we spend, next couple of streams, I'll highlight it, just reading the book. So I think some of the books I put on there was like Guards by Terry Pratchett. I think I put a couple of Terry Pratchett on there. Diana Wynne Jones is Howl's Moving Castle, because that's like possibly the most famous, like, it's very famous because of the film. It's also a fantastic book. I think I put Zorba the Greek on there because it's like a classic bit of Greek literature, translated over, of course. I think I've got some Jasper 4, which is, he does several series. The one I put on there is called The Eerie Affair, which is like alt history comedy, bit of time traveling in there too. I thought, these are books that I enjoy, and I own, most importantly. So yes, I can just go, yes, next stream, sitting down, grandiose voice. The next 3 hours, we shall be reading together. Might draw like some poor Jack and Nori art or something. Try and get like a fire crackling effect in the background. I'm trying to remember which way this was. There you go. That was like 10 seconds of me forgetting my own route. Oh my god, that sounds amazing. I think loads of the parents I know and the missus. Who's the famous guy who plays Captain America? because he did a CBeebies like reading episode. So CBeebies is like the toddler, baby and toddler shows by the BBC, and each night they have like various celebrities read out bedtime stories. And yeah, one of them was the guy who plays Captain America. This is like a very, very good Chris Evans, yeah. Because all my Facebook was, have you seen Chris Evans? It's on CBeebies. Probably haven't recorded. Sorry, this is how little pop culture I know. But yeah, no. So I just thought it'd be a nice experiment, see if people enjoy it. Yeah, no, they have loads of celebrities on it. It's like apparently there's a celebrity backlog. One of the TV shows on there was like this like band show, someone's band's jam. They had Weezer on there. They had I listened to Weezer. I was just like, why are they playing? Why are they playing these songs? And then I checked, it's like that's Weezer. Weezer's on CBeebies. Yeah, like loads of celebrities now. I think are getting to the age where they have kids or they're planning on having kids. So I think it's they like having stuff like that. It's weird. The BBC is weird like that. So it's the most chatty I've been in a while. I've had my 4 hours kip, fell asleep watching Spirited Away, woke back up, finished, got back to where I was watching it. I've seen Spirited Away several times. I was just like, I haven't actually watched it in a while. I've had mixed memories of it. It's good. Not my favourite, but it's good. Spirited Away. Sorry, my accent. You know, the Studio Ghibli. So I tend to find that is everyone's like first. Now Howl's Moving Castle is everyone's first foray into Studio Ghibli. I watched it, I think, the first 15 minutes or so. I know it's setting up like the world and whatnot. The pacing is so slow. Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle, have you read the book it's based off of? Because the book is actually part of a trilogy series. Yeah, no, it's originally a book by British author Diane Wynne-Jones. If I remember to link the spreadsheet that I have, it's actually one of the books that you can redeem for me to read across a stream of a few of them. Howl's Moving Castle, the first one, is quite short. It's somewhat similar to the film's very anti-war theme, which, I don't mind. Oh no, that's why I thought I've got a few friends who don't really enjoy reading or don't have the time to read, so I thought if I can at least read, like having reading for them like a terrible audio book by me. If that makes sense. Sorry, this part gets. Isn't that just audiobooks and not as a? 3029. You read Good Swamp until the boss. Compounded by the fact that I just had terrible first 2 levels, that could be in sub 30, which is good for me. But I thought, do it for the first book someone redeems, see if people enjoy it. and it means that I can spread my love of books without like forcing people to read. But in a House Moving Castle, so Dan Wynne Jones is like, he is the creme de la creme of British fantasy authorship, which is quite interesting. Like, because several British authors have had, like, you know, big ones, Neil Gaiman and a lot. I said, yeah, she inspired us to write. She's the big. A lot of her books, nothing's as it seems. It's quite family friendly. They do have like their dark moments. Switch shotgun. But yes, it would be a few hours of me just sitting down reading. Probably like trying to end it on a certain chapter or whatever. No, I haven't. No. Sorry, I go quiet at that because I just have to set that up properly. No, I don't know. I did it too early. No, okay, got it. Wow. I'll pick it up. My MP3 player stopped working, so I had and MP3 player, load music on it, and I had an SD card which still works with loads of audio Greek lessons on it. And I still had space in the SD card, so I was going to move some audiobooks onto there. I was going forward because I'm so used to playing like other games right now. Even though it's telling me in big words on screen, press A. Yeah, no, I need to get into more audiobooks. Yep. Now we switch over. I need to, there's like a few books I need to pick up, like I think my friend, when we can meet up, I'm giving him the Howl's Moving Castle trilogy because I just get off World of Books. If in the UK, World of Books is like really good for second-hand books. And he might be lending me a couple of his Mazlan books because apparently that's a really good fantasy series. But we're just sitting around discussing them because he's Belgian. So we're discussing like not just British fantasy but like European fantasists and their ilk. I'd recommend Howl's Moving Castle. It's different to the book, but it's like my missus hates anime. For her, it's a sin. Even though she used to be part of the anime and manga club back at the school. And she even said it's like a 7, 8 out of 10. I think her exact words were, "It's okay for it's good for an anime." And then the book, I just love the book, especially with like all the lamp shading, the foretelling, like even if you no idea. She I don't know how to put this. Like, I joke with her that she doesn't have an active imagination because she doesn't like playing D&D either, but that's also for other reasons. But she has like trouble with it's not in the real world. Okay, game. Yeah. You see, I just love books. Oh no, no. Oh my, okay, that works. I should not have done this. So I lost about 20-30 seconds there going for that. If this PBs, I'll be impressed. I'll say that, okay? Because I've had some really good bits, like that swamp. By the end of it, that boss fight was amazing. But that bit there, like, that takes about 5 seconds. Let's see if this works. He's spoiling them. Yes, cool. I'm so sorry. That's takes about 3-4 seconds as well. So between them, they're supposed to say about 10 seconds. But yeah, no, I don't mind. I tend to watch anime on my own. But yeah, House of Moon Castle, the book, without spoiling it, it has very similar parts to the film, but very different resolution, ending, and like characterization. And then there's 2 sequels to it. So there's Castle in the Air, or Castle in the Sky, which is like a love letter to Arabian Nights, and there's a House of Many Ways. I think I legitimately have House of Moon Castle and Castle in the Sky as 10 out of 10 books, which is very hard for me to give out. Like, there's no issues I have with these books. Like, some books have really slow starts but great endings. Some have great starts but slow endings. Some of them I just sit down like, this is fantastic. Je ne sais, c'est fantastique. So I know this is where I'm supposed to be finishing level. At least I get to save a bit of time here. Yeah, you'll be impressed. You'll be impressed, VT. I got the that one really stupid lamp boost in whatchamacallit first try. So the one just before horse 2 skip. Yeah, I just went for it as a bit of a laugh, and then I got it. I was like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting this. This is Derust. I've not properly played this in a while. Happy that we got that. I think it's over here. Because he always lands about here also. I need to make this tutorial, just for my sake mostly, so I can at least say I've done something for the community. There's 1, and if I done it correctly, then it should, yes. Excelente. Très bien. I know, but I always feel like so many other people found some really cool skips, and I just sort of exist in a vacuum. Like, everyone in the community, they're like ultra chill, ultra lovely. I just have a very critical view of myself, if that makes sense. Sorry. And also, I want to show off this game more. I think with full game tutorials, it's easier. Like, I know I keep saying I'll run Toy Story 2 sometime, but like Thermal's tutorial has really helped with like me wanting to run it, because I know there's that resource. But yeah, I need to run this more often. I've just been so busy. Like, my partner's had interviews, I've had interviews. Like, you need to be... Oh wait, I forgot to... Wait, no, this is phase 3, so it's just we go for 3 hits. Yeah, cool. I was on autopilot. I was on bloody autopilot there, so this is going to be a 39.28 that comes in 5 seconds afterwards. And now we're on to the one level where I have a picture to help me with the puzzles. But you know, I feel it's I have a very I'm very self-reflective but also self-critical, if that makes sense. I think I helped find the I want to go see good to see that this game which but it can be painful to run, but have a good night, VT. Good luck with your school stuff. I quite like this game. Like, it's not NG plus no out. If you want like a really good category for this, NG plus no out of bounds. Like, this is everyone else. Like, oh don't, mate. I'm 25 in a couple months. You make me feel old. Yeah, and I like this because it has that nice little blend of stuff that's inbound, stuff that's out of bounds. Like, I'll shout that extra. Ah, bollocks. And he was like, he really wishes there was like a low outbounds percentage. Would be completely arbitrary, of course. Because there's some really nice outbounds, but we do them in the 100% and. Oh god. Like, okay, I'm just going to go. I'm going to take the walk of shame. Hello, what was I going to say? But yeah, no, I found a way to get all the presents in. The presents are like a Christmas and winter only like collectible. So I might try and route all presents. Not for like the free rail record, ha ha ha. Just because I might have it as the same rules as 100%, which 100% is of course out of bounds, but you have to be in bounds to collect it all. There we go. So I lost a bit of time there, but I don't mind. It's a derust. If I get anywhere close to my PB time, I'll be happy. Yeah, no, I haven't really helped much with this. I showed it to my mate. Well, Jaxa was interested in it, and then they sort of learned NG plus no out bounds off my old run, and now they got a 53 in it, which is the world record. For reference, the next quickest time is my 59, which I can probably bring down by like a minute or so because there's a trick that I can, a couple more tricks I can do now. I always try to learn the hard versions of the tricks. So next level is Santa 1 skip. We have 2 setups for it, and now we have the one that Simon goes for in his IL world record, and then there's the easier one. The easier one's slower. I thought it was like good 15-20 seconds, so no, it turns out it's only about 3-4 seconds slower, but it's so much more consistent setup and like do. So everyone's like, oh, this is, oh yes, but bugger. I can do that now. That's in about 50 seconds. Good news, we saved Christmas now. Oh wow, that second's over. Yeah, well, thank you for good luck. How are you doing runs tonight? So I haven't been able to watch recently. I've been like work. It's all about that work. And I've nice. I was just mentioning you earlier in a good way, like, as I was saying to Lance and like everyone else here, I want to do a tutorial so I can actually help the community. And Lance like, oh, running the games, helping the community. It's like, for me, I want to make sure like there's resources out there. Like, so your Toy 2 tutorial is like, I will run Toy 2 one of these days because that's helped me like learn it. Lance gets me. So yeah, I have like a very quick tutorial that I did on live stream, but I want to do like a full-blown post-commentary tutorial, like showing people every strat, you know, every useful strat. That's because I'm a bit of a weird perfectionist. Yeah, so these are the puzzle sections that we skip out on. Mostly because they're slow. I think I only do 2 of them. Ooh. So we do the one level 1. We skip all the ones level 2. We skip all the ones level 3. Yeah, we only do 2 of them in the entire run now. And that's one of them. We used to do 3 and then we got sent 1 skip. Yeah, with this, like, if you ask anyone in the community, they'll show you a video and whatnot, but I just love a tutorial just putting everything together. And like a tutorial for 100%. Because 100% actually, fun fact, 100% in this game is out of bounds. I mean, they skip 71 puzzle. The 71 puzzles only in the 2 no out of bounds categories. That trick there, it's like I wait till I pull up the staff and then I got my double jumps back. Like 100% is so dope. And then if I set my computer to a certain date in December, I think I always set it to Christmas, it enables Christmas update, which gives me a special outfit, Happy Jack. And it also means that presents spawn in. So I really want to root and run all presents. See what we like. It's like kind of like a diet 100% the way that I see it. And what I love is in every category. In every category, we skip this last section. If you play this game casually, there is a skull in one of the 7 deadly sins areas, but it's like it's opened even after the boss fight, if that makes sense. That's what I was trying to say. It really was like I got a bit stuck when I was learning it on that bollocks. On Andy's house puzzle, that really annoying shadow, like, jump on your head on. That's because I'm a stubborn person, if that makes sense. I will try all the hardest strats, even if you say yes, this only saves a couple of seconds. This is the one strat that you need for level, because that gives us this fight. Welcome to Cemetery Boss early. I can stand still. I've just come to accept I'm not going to be a great. It's like I temporarily held the New Game Plus world record for no outbounds. But you know, I admitted this run is terrible, and there was a couple of runs that were technically bought me, but were made illegal because the runners accidentally went out of bounds at some points. And then Jackson came in and got the 53. I just want to make sure, I just want people to have fun. This is like the easiest boss fight, the only hard bit is the gluttonings. Yeah, I don't think this might PB. Which is hilarious. So I'll explain it. So sometimes we sort of we dance. So no out of bounds include, in our definition of no out of bounds, you can go on top of rocks, you can go on top of ladders, but if you fall off the edge and you use a checkpoint to spawn back in, which is what someone did, you're technically out of bounds. Like the mods of this game, frankly, have a very lenient idea of what out of bounds means. It's classified on our page. So it's like early on in Cemetery, we do minecart free skip. Part of it we jump an invisible wall, and they accidentally fell off the side out of bounds, ran to a checkpoint, restart level, spawn back in, and the mods were like, "We're really sorry, technically that's out of bounds." It didn't save or lose any time, but they just had to be consistent, and the person was really polite about it. They helped find several tricks that we now use. So, like, that's why, okay. This is a possible PB pace. Yay. Depends how my orb boosting is. That was a bad orb boost at the end. Man, if I had not just messed them out in some of those levels, this would be so much easier. I think I lost 30 seconds in fields or something compared to my PB, and like 45 seconds compared to golds, like community golds. If you want to see what the community golds and my PB times are, it's the exclamation mark times command, and I'll bring up an image of my spreadsheet because I sort of help record all the golds. Let's go down here. But yeah, you can see all like the gold stuff over there. I would offer to do it, but yeah, this run is actually possibly on pace, so I can't mess about. We used to, theoretically, there's a Santa 1 skip that you can do here, but it's really hard that someone's only got it like once or twice in practice. So instead we have an easier Santa 1 skip. Oh well. There you go, that's no boost. And now I'm going to do Santa 1 skip. So I'm just going to be quiet for a brief second while I pull this off. Right. So I'm waiting for the game to try and ground me. My controller will vibrate, and then I'm going to try and jump before Jack automatically jumps like that, and then space up with double jumps. Come on, I've never had like him randomly try and jump in those places. Because if you don't automatically jump, he does like a PB'd jump. There's a lot of menu opening, a lot of menu closing. And if you start falling, you see you can't get your jumps back, so it's a very... Now you can understand why this is such a painful trick. Camera angles off. Oh my god. So I got it there and I jumped too far to the left. There you go. I think PB's dead, but we can still get a run done. At least I got that strat. You can technically momentum storage there, and just jump over here. I'm not gonna go for all the silly strats. Oops. Yeah, the dev was really good, really polite about it, because this was like a single dev made this, and then another dev helped with like the UI and porting. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know, you know, when the menu slows down, basically means that we can do those like inputs a lot easier, which makes or boost menu jumping quite a few of the tricks in this game possible." They were like, "This is so cool." Like when Jackson got his 53, the dev put a really lovely message in there. Like, this is so cool. And that was just a really bad menu jump. I had not practiced that. So you saw my angle. It's a very angle dependent trick. So I apologise for being so quiet there. Like, I should have talked, should have kept the conversation going. Hopefully with Dev's new game, we'll have a couple of things. Save slots. That's the main thing. Yeah, so the guy runs the Discord, and he gave us a speedrunning channel. And also the Zombie Jack, which is something we use level 3, level 4, Skele-Town. They worked out how it happens. Yeah, no, I've seen Record. Is that game fully out yet? Because I remember you doing some speedruns of it. It looks really cool, like a lovely little puzzle game. Yeah, I thought if I make some tutorials for this, more people might pick it up. The only real issue with this game is because it's a bit highly priced, but I like it because I buy it because it's like, I bought it because I was like, one guy worked on this. I had help from someone else, and it's a small company publishing it. And it does look like a quality game. Yeah, PB's dead. Wild boss 3 minutes. Right, Thermal. Is Lance correct? I'll listen to you, Thermal. Okay. So that's another lamp boost I was trying to do, but didn't quite make it. So Lance, tell me why I don't like Mondays, but also tell me why you think that NG Plus is such a great category. And Thermal, could you tell me why I don't like Mondays? And also why you don't think NG Plus is that good a category? Is it just like hightailing it to the end? Oh my god, I got lake skip. I got that lake lamp boost. Yeah, okay. That's a very hard lamp boost that I did. Why is it in this run I got the 2 hard lamp boosts like first try casually? Well, 2 out of 3. Didn't get the boat one. I couldn't get possibly a very easy. Well, it's extended menu jump, Santa 1 skip. Yeah, I mean, I can understand it for the cool skin. But man, that does not sound fun, I'm sorry. But you get a cool skin. If only there's a way you could get the cool skin, but also have the puzzles. So it's like Simpsons Hit and Run, like they're any percent really. Hence why we have all story missions. But I have that on my PC, I should probably play that again sometime. So don't worry everyone, we're going to save Santa. Yeah, no, I saw you doing runs like... Ooh, I forgot you have to figure this cutscene. Let me swap over shotgun. Yeah, no, it looks quite hard, especially with some of the manipulations you have to do, like Baby Man, Level 3, Apu, Homer 1, and I watch Liquid a lot. It's you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the meme stuff, but Liquid, I don't know, I could deal with his memes with that somehow, just because the guy puts in a fuck ton of effort, right? So I hope I'm being like accepting and polite, and I hope people aren't like put off by swearing on like weird chat about people. Because I know when I do speedruns I can go very, very quiet. Probably do another one after this. So, hilariously, if I do everything perfectly, this is a PB. I can PB by about 5 seconds if I don't fuck up. But we now get some of the best music in the game, boss wise, and possibly my favourite boss fight in the game. It would be even better, like it used to be so hard that we found a way to cheese it. There's a lot of way this game's like programmed is to be accidentally cheesable. So when he does this, you can stand still, and if you're standing perfectly still, these do not hurt you. And the same with quite a bit of stuff in the game. And we found that out because this used to be a very hard boss fight. It's still a hard boss fight. Yeah, so we think it's the way that the dev programmed. Oh, I think it's even the dev mentioned. Like, it probably only like tries to damage you when you're walking. Or like when you're in motion. Probably has like damage tied to an animation. But yeah, with Zombie Jack, which is a trick we use, we fall into when cutscenes are on, death planes are turned off. And so you abuse that to make level 4 really quick. And just be very conscious about the time, because, like I said, I think this can be like a 5-6 second PB, which is terrible, but it shows like how easy it is for me to get a proper PB. Hey up Jackson with the cat jam. You join me for possibly either the biggest like non-PB of my life or the smallest PB of my life. And the best part of the song, like, oh, I love this song. I was just doing 80% just because I wanted sub 1. Ooh, I'm a bit loud. I can't remember who found out shotgun worked here, but props to them. Yes! 4-second PB! Oh my god. What a trash run.